I'm not disappointed. I mean, had he chosen to endorse, that would have been fine with me. He chose not to. That's also fine with me. It's a decision that he had to make. It's a decision of conscience, and I don't blame him either way.
New reaction after Ted Cruz decides not to formally endorse Donald Trump for president. This morning, Senator Cruz had a breakfast with the Texas delegation, and he tried to sort of give the framework for his decision and what he was doing up there last night. Watch.
If we don't make the case to the American people that our candidate can be trusted to defend freedom and the Constitution, we will lose, and we will deserve to lose. My speech last night was entirely about this country and how we save this country.
All right, let's talk about it with two Texas delegates, Geraldine Sam and Ken Cope. Welcome to both of you. Geraldine, let me ask you first. What was your reaction when you were listening to that speech last night and you realized where it was going, that he was not actually going to endorse Donald Trump at all?
Well, actually, last night I was kind of a little bit confused as to what he had said. So I'm in a room with a Trump delegate, and so I began to ask her, I said, he didn't endorse him, and I said, so I was a little bit upset on that, and I said, well, I'll wait until breakfast this morning to confirm whether or not he had endorsed him or not. So when we were at breakfast this morning, and I wanted to know from him, why did he sign a pledge saying that he would endorse the party nominee and would not hold up to his pledge? You know, when we were growing up, there's a thing of your bond, your word being your bond. And if you say that you're going to do something, then I expect you to do it. I came to the convention as a Cruz delegate and a Cruz alternate delegate, and expecting to be released to the delegation, and that did not happen because Cruz and because of the rift between Cruz and Trump. And that really disappointed me a lot. So I wanted to know from him, if he would have been the party nominee, he would have expected everyone that signed the pledge to uphold their part in the pledge. And I expected Ted Cruz to do the same thing, to live up to his word, to stay with what he had said he was going to do, and do it.
Geraldine, thank you. Let's get Ken Cope, who's here on the set with me. What was your reaction, Ken? Do you feel betrayed by your senator?
No, I'm not betrayed. I was a little disappointed. The expectations have been raised pretty high that we'd probably see some type of an endorsement. At least that was the feeling within the delegation and with the convention. So yes, I was a little disappointed, and a little bit of the air came out of the balloons, if you might say, on the convention floor when we didn't hear that announcement. And as she was just saying this morning at the breakfast, we had an opportunity to actually inquire of Ted Cruz what was going on. And I must hand it to Ted Cruz. He came into that environment knowing that there were some unhappy delegates who wanted to understand specifically where he made a promise on a pledge and why he did not comply with that pledge. So he gave a very detailed explanation, and it gets back to an honor. And you know, if your family is attacked personally, your father, your wife, and you, and there's been no apology coming forward, and you know that you're going to probably react similarly, and I would react probably pretty similar. So I felt it was understandable. I think that this is an opportunity for Mr. Trump to come forward and demonstrate his negotiation skills and help bring this thing to a closure. There have been many situations where things were said that were unfortunate in the primary. Right. We need to move on beyond the primary. We're now at that point where we've got to unify as a convention and come forward, and we're going to unify behind Mr. Trump and Mike Pence. Excellent selection for vice president. We're all excited about it. We want to do it with Ted Cruz, but we're going to do it without Ted Cruz if necessary.